I'm Patrick Lancaster, and this is a breaking news report from the center of Donetsk, just kilometers away from the Ukraine war front line. Now, just moments ago, the Ukrainian Secret Service, or SBU as they're called, has made an announcement saying they have captured or detained a Russian civilian tanker. Now, they try to justify this by accusing this tanker of being involved in blocking, as they say, three Ukrainian vessels last November. Now, if you've seen my reports at the time in November, you'll know that in November, the Russian Federation government accused the Ukrainian government of sending three Ukrainian military vessels through the Kerch Straits without authorization and breaking Russian territorial waters. Now, this ensued somewhat of a crisis, as they called the Kerch Strait crisis, where these three military vessels from Ukraine were chased down by Russian forces because they were defending their territorial waters. One Ukrainian vessel was rammed, and the ships were all detained, as well as these sailors on board. Now, today, the Ukrainian government has decided to detain this Russian civilian ship, saying that it was involved in this. Now, one question is, a country that is defending its territorial waters, is that the proper thing to do? I would think so. A country that is arresting another country's civilian tanker for helping their own country to defend their waters as well. Something doesn't seem quite right. Now, the situation in November also kind of exploded into a political crisis. The Russian government accused the old president of Ukraine, Peter Poroshenko, of causing this crisis so he could use it to his advantage of the upcoming elections, which we now know he's since lost by a large margin. Now, after this happened last November, he used it as an excuse to declare martial law in Ukraine. And he also blocked the entrance to Ukraine of any Russian males of the age of military service. Now, it seems that on this day in November, before that, there was many protocols put in place because Ukrainian ships went through these waters on a daily basis, and there was not any incidents. Now, on that day in particular, the Ukrainian government and Ukrainian forces chose not to follow those protocols. So anybody can kind of look at this situation and think for yourself, what's really happening here? Now, it seems that this is the second attempt to bring some sort of a reaction from the Russian government on this Kerch Strait situation. Now, many of you know, in 2014, the Crimea returned back to Russia after a referendum or vote to break away from Ukraine and join Russia. Now, this whole region has been in turmoil since. I live here in Donetsk, and I report to you on a daily basis what's really happening here, how the civilian population is under shelling on a daily basis. We need to get the international community aware of what's really going on here, and something needs to be done to stop it. So please help me show the world what's really happening here and in Crimea. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share it across all social media.
Ну, там поливать только собрался, а бортовать не... Зажимай, давай, молодец! Дави его справа! Дави справа, блядь! Дави, я его здесь приму, блядь! Прижимай, руль прямо!
Есть руль прямо.
Давай, давай, блядь, прижимай его, блядь! Лево перед 5, лево 10, стой, машина! Стой, машина!
Есть лево стопе.
Лево на борт!
Есть лево набор. Руль лево набор.
Назад! Назад, блядь! Назад!
Даю назад.
Давай, блядь! Давай, блядь, держаться всем, блядь, сука, блядь! Лево на борт!
На борту.
Shift, must.
8:21.
Вперед, машина 4 вперед.
Лево на борт!
На борту. Лево.
Назад! Стоп, машина!
Есть. Руль лево на борту.
Опа, ну я понял, что надо сделать. Смотри, что вообще как готов.